Hello, the game is HorizonXI, a Final Fantasy XI emulated server that started in December 2022. This video is going to be a part of a series of videos that I'm doing that are going to contain all the tips, tricks, information, all the stuff you're going to need to know to get started, ranging from how to install it, to how to make guild, to how to do add-ons, just whatever I can think of, all the information that I've learned. I'm going to consolidate down into smaller, condensed videos. That's exactly what you're looking for. I'm going to put them all on a playlist labeled HorizonXI Final Fantasy XI. So look for those videos in there. If you like my longer format videos, I already have a 2-hour long one uploaded that covers a lot of topics with timestamps like I normally do. As always, if you find this video helpful, please be sure to share it with your friends, pass it on, pass it around. That helps. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you on my channel. And let's get on with the video. I'm going to be talking about resources. So one of the big things with getting started is you need to know where to go for information. How do you get the information? How do you help yourself? Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll have gill forever. The best site, the number one site to use is FFXI's Chlopedia. Here's the URL, and I'll have all these URLs in the description, so you don't got to worry about it. Just look at the description for all of them. This is a live version, so the information here is going to be a little bit off. So there's some key things you want to do here. So click search, right? So let's do thief or paladin. Be a paladin, by the way. We need tanks. We need more tanks on this server. I'll get into classes later. Not this video. Paladins are highly needed. Tanks are highly needed, and they're awesome classes too. They're just not like they're a horrible class and they're not enjoyable to play or powerful. So anyway, so you're in here. It tells you all the information, gives you your job abilities, your traits, your spells, yada yada yada. But this isn't a live server. This isn't an emulated server emulating live directly. They have made some changes to the server, and it's also a classic server. So one of the tricks here is when you come here, most of the stuff's going to be correct. Most of the stuff. And I'll show you where you get the better updated class information and stuff like that. But what you want to do is click here, or not click, just highlight over these 3 dots, go to history. Scroll down to roughly around 2006, 2007. See every single change is listed here, so we want to go older because that only goes to 2011. Older. How old are we? Older. So I think 2007 is good. I usually go down to whatever 2006. This shows you the 2006 version from this website, and it will have more accurate information because they've emulated classic in that era. So this is going to be more era correct. Now for classes and stuff like that and jobs, and items, it's probably not going to help that much. But you go in here for quests like I don't know, just Gobby Bag quests. I have no idea. Gobby Goodie Bag to expand your inventory. Nope, that's not a quest. How to obtain. I don't know. Let's just. Well, that's a 2014. I just pull up. Actually, here we go. Let's do this. Let's go back to Paladin, right? So let's say you wanted to play a Paladin. So you want to go. You need to do a Squire's test. So what this versioning is really good for is checking quests, because you don't know if things have changed since then. So whenever you do a quest for items and for like stuff like that, it's not that big deal. But whenever you do a quest, I highly recommend you come in here, go down to the 2006, maybe 2007 version, and look, because like things like the fame level might have changed, or the level requirements might have changed, or a prerequisite might have changed, or the walkthrough maybe changed a little bit because the game changed over the years. This will give you the more accurate information. So again, FFXI Chlopedia, funny name, one of the best resources you're going to have for this game, and really good if you can use if you use the versioning strategically. Now the next one is Horizon's Fandom, and I just have category jobs. So this is a HorizonXI specific wiki that people are building. It's not very good. There's not a whole lot of information. There are some good stuff like XP camps. So people have been building this up to like where are there good XP camps at. And it'll kind of give you level 10 through 20. It'll tell you exactly where. And you see this little dot, people put that in there to designate like specific changes for HorizonXI. So they've changed like where the mobs are located a little bit. They've threw some curveballs in there. They want people to kind of rediscover everything. So some of these camps, like this one, it's probably the same as it is on live. But this camp is something new that they've added or changed or something like that. So a lot of good information here. Also, if you want like weapon skill changes, job changes, take everything with a huge grain of salt. But most of the stuff is in here. Like, let's go to Thief. Like, one of the things they did for Thief was they gave Thief triple tack at level 30, which is ridiculous. That was like level 60 or something like that. Actually, let's see. So if you went here and you were looking at Thief, like, do I want to play a Thief? Do I want Thief as my sub job? Let's see what he has. Let's see where trick attack at 30. It doesn't even get triple attack? Or is it down in here? Triple attack, 55. So the big difference here, right? So 55, so you get a little early. So you're doing more damage early. What's the big deal? Well, no, now at level 30, that means as a sub job, your main class can now have triple attack. So that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty significant change. So now your Dark Knight with a two-hander can now triple attack if he takes Thief as his sub job. So a little bit important to kind of go here and look at that kind of those kind of changes for like jobs and stuff like that. So that's number 2 resource. It's not great. People are still flushing it out. Please fill it in. I'm not good at wiki editing, or I would do it, but this is definitely a good bookmark you should have. The next one, the map I use. So I have mine all marked up and such. I was like trying to dox myself in the other video, but this is the best, biggest, most complete overworld map that I've seen. That I've been able to find. Good old Alakazam. It's just a PDF file, but it actually takes pictures of the map and then puts like the connection line. So this is one zone, and you can see this takes you there, this takes you there. So it's like the whole world connected. The world does not look big, does it? It doesn't look like a huge world, does it? It would take you forever. So from Bastock to Dunes, maybe a 20-minute trip. 20 minutes to run through here, up here into Dunes, maybe that. So I mean, it could take you hours to run up through here, down through here, and around, like just manually doing it without like a chocobo. So like to run from Juneau to Bastock on a chocobo, to actually run it, so you would go down here, down here, down here, down here, down here. Your chocobo 20-minute timer is going to be almost out by the time you get down there, and that's at chocobo speed. So it'll take you 20 minutes just to run there at the like when you're mounted. But this is a very good one. Right here is the link, but I'll have them all in the description, so you don't need to worry about it. This skill chain calculator is the best skill chain calculator I've found. So skill chains are something where I don't want to get into it, but just briefly, one person does a weapon skill, the next person does another type of weapon skill. If you use the right types, they combine to give a magical effect that does a little bit of extra damage, and then based on that magical effect, like a black mage can nuke it and do a mana burn for even more damage. It's really great when you have a mage doing mana burns. But you can still just, if you're just melees, you can still just knock them out. So what you do is you just select what you have, right? So you got a thief, and let's say you got a ranger, right? So thief is using daggers, ranger's using archery. You put your level in there so it knows about what you're going to do, and then you calculate it. And then it's going to tell you, okay, so if you want liquefaction, which magic bursts fire, so if the monster is weak to fire, you'll want to use this. Player 1, the ranger, can use the thief can use wasp sting, and then the ranger would, within 10 seconds, use flaming arrow, and that'll do liquefaction, and a mage can magic burst. And it's just, you build up your points and you spend it, but it can get pretty complex. You can add more, like as you get higher. Let's go samurai. Samurais are crazy for that stuff. Limit the results to 6 steps or fewer. Let's see if we can get some huge chain in here. Yeah, like there's a nice 3-chainer. 1, 2, 3. So it could just have, it just tell you every single, here's a 4-chain, right? So you could have like 4 players, boom, 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 and just do super damage. I don't know like what these cues are and everything, but this is really great. This helped me understand how everything works, and I still don't know skill chains very well, but when I get into a group, I can just punch in what we have and kind of see the combinations. So, and when they say something like very nondescript, I kind of have like an idea of what they want me to do, and it really helps me out. So this one I would definitely recommend. Help you learn with skill chains. I'll put the link in the description. This new player guide, which is a Google Doc. I read this after I started playing, and when I read through it, I was like, I wish I would have read this when I first started, because this is all the things that I searched for hours and hours and hours online trying to find. And it's very basic, it's very broad, but it gives you a lot of information, a lot of general information. I would highly recommend reading through this whole thing. It's not that long. It's 22 pages, but it's worth the read. So I'll put that in there just because it helps. There's going to be stuff that I'm repeating from this guide in here, very common knowledge, but there's probably stuff like, here, like what does the con system do? Easy prey is an enemy that's 3 to 6 levels below you at level 1, or 8 to 19 levels below you. Like, you know, it gives you all the details of all the things, so you have it for reference. You can read through it. Some class descriptions. It was pretty good. I found it to be pretty accurate, pretty helpful, after I had already learned about most of the stuff. The Great Blue is the best fishing resource available. I'm not going to go into how to utilize this website. Just freaking bookmark it if you plan on fishing. I'll do it a little bit. I'm going to make a fishing guide in one of my videos. But let's say you want to catch moat carp, because you can sell them for 2,000 for a stack, which is 12. Click on moat carp. All right, so you stop gaining skill at 11. It stacks to 12. It's a small fish. It's found in freshwater lakes. It'll tell you all the bait. So little worm, by the way, I couldn't remember that in my other video, is a base worm that you start with, level, you know, very cheap worm, very cheap fishing pole. So with a cheap fishing pole and this cheap bait, you can catch it. And then it tells you what fishing poles you can catch it with. So you can catch it with a willow, a ewe. These are like 100, 200 gil, right? And then, you know, more expensive one like carbon and loose shangs and component and you know, all these great fishing rods. You don't need them. You can start with the cheapest for these guys. Where can you get them? So now these will tell you all the zones that you can catch it in, right? So you can catch these right, here's the towns. Sandoria, Windhurst, outside of Sandoria, where's Bastock, right? So you can, all the three, you can catch these right in the city, safe as can be, very easy. So let's say you were a cool person that started at Bastock. It even shows you the map of where you can catch it at. So here's the map of Bastock. It's saying this is the north side lake. This is the south side lake. In the north side lake, you can catch this stuff. In the south side lake, you can catch this stuff. So it tells you what's in there. So you'll know. So I know if I go to the north side and I use worms, I just know this, I'll catch crayfish and moat carp. However, if I went to the south side, note there's no crayfish. So if I go to crayfish with my bait that can catch crayfish or moat carp, my bait can't catch this, my bait can't catch this, my bait can't catch this, so I'm not going to worry about them. I can catch all this junk stuff, there's nothing I can do about that. But this tells me, if I wanted pure money and not skill ups, I would want to fish on the south side. If I wanted skill ups, meaning I'll catch crayfish but they're not worth much, but I'll get skill ups for catching them, and I'll catch more stuff more often because I'm catching moat carp and crayfish, I should go on the north side. So that's kind of how to read it. That's almost a fishing guide, really. But I'll get into all that stuff later. This is a great site. The person who turned me onto this site, in their fishing guide, Forrest. This guy is, I'm not a big Twitch fan. Like, look over here, right? I got this sexy ASMR girl that purrs into microphones, and I got some music channels. I don't even know who this guy is. I think I just added him recently, but I really don't follow many people. just some like DJs and stuff. I really don't use Twitch very much. But I came in here, jumped on Forrest's channel, and he does great stuff, right? His videos are up here if you want to watch his old videos. If you go into his channel, he streams like every day for 8 or 9 hours a day usually. He didn't stream today actually, which was a little upsetting. I was all ready. I was going to be in there in the stream as soon as he started, and I guess he got sick, so I hope he feels better. But he's a real chill guy. He's all about just helping people and having a cool, mellow, calm experience as he plays. He'll chat with you. He'll help you out. He's given me so much advice. There were times where I've spent 3-4 hours searching for an answer on Google, on other sites, on forums, and then I'd pop into a stream and be like, hey, do you know how to do blah blah blah? He's like, oh yeah, well you could do this, or you could so he's very helpful. I can't recommend this guy enough. He's got 30K followers, which is, he's got a huge channel. Apparently he's been streaming for a long time. Apparently he took a break for a long time, and now he's back playing Horizon full-time, and he's stoked because he was like a full-time Final Fantasy 11 player, so this is like the perfect server for him, the perfect time for him to come back. And yeah, I don't want to watch a commercial here, so we'll get off. Oh, no, there we go. There's the dude. Let me turn him up a little bit. Anyway, I'm in here as well. So like usually Mondays, Fridays when I'm working from home, I'll have this streaming on one of my other monitors or something like that. He doesn't stream on the weekends. That's my only criticism.
Drive safe, man. Don't rush.
Dude, he's talking to me. He's literally talking to me.
Thanks for hanging out today. It was real.
That's because I was saying I'm leaving work now. I was streaming him, listening to him while I was doing work, and I was like, I'm leaving work, and he was just saying goodbye. So if you want to catch me in here, I'm in here. Let me get out of here. So that's about it. They're the main resources, right? So the encyclopedia, the wiki, the map is very good. Alakazam also has their old school site. They have a lot of information there as well. If you're a member of them, I usually keep them bookmarked for EverQuest. The skill chain calculator, the new player's guide, and the fishing guide are some of the best resources. Really, I always have this FFXI Chlopedia. Oh my gosh, it's like a tongue twister. I literally have this up all the time, and my map. So they're my two main resources. So anyway, I hope that helped you. I hope with the versioning of this, you kind of understand that you got to look at the classic history, and it'll kind of help you get going. There's a lot of useful information in here. Basics, jobs, magic, food, transportation, merit points, how everything works. Like, it just has all these categories, and they're very all well written, and most of it's still relevant. Mostly quests and stuff like that you're going to want to look at. And that's about it. So again, I'm making these shorter series recordings, these shorter series videos, just try to segment it out instead of having a big 6-hour long video. So I hope you do enjoy that. If you do like these, or if you like any of my videos, make sure you give them a thumbs up, spread the word around to your friends. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of my channel. Getting close to 3,000 subscribers. You know, I'm just a small channel, so that's a big milestone for me. But the channel is continually growing, which is really cool. I'm always happy when I do niche videos like these. If they get 100 views, that's like huge. That means 100 people watched them. It sounds small, but you know, this is a very niche game. A lot of other people cover it, you know, so. But I try to add what I can add. I'm trying to add some value, and hopefully I have done that for you. So I'll see you in the next video, and the next video, and the next video.